Diseases of ragi or finger millet. Eleusine Quarcana. In finger millet, there are so many diseases that we have to study, but we are going to study only two diseases that are given in our syllabus. In that, first one is blast, and second one is lip spot. Under lip spot, there are fungal lip spots and bacterial lip spots. Now we are going to study in detail one by one. First, blast. Causal organism responsible for blast of ragi is Pyricularia grisi. The same blast was studied in case of paddy crop, paddy blast, and the symptoms are parallel to the symptoms shown in case of blast of paddy. In ragi blast, there are three types of symptoms which can observe on lips blast, node blast, and neck blast. Here you can see in image there is a lip blast pathogen, and it is more severe in case of tillering phase, and it is characterized by spindle shaped spots on lips with grey center surrounded by reddish color brownish color margin. This is the particular mark of identification for lip blast. It is showing that spindle shaped spot, same spots were observed in blast of paddy also. So this is the parallel symptoms which can also studied in paddy blast. Next one is node blast. It infects on stem, causes blackening of nodal region, and the nodes break at the point of infection, and all the above plant parts got infected due to this node blast, and the whole plant may die. Third one is neck blast, and it occurs mostly at the time of flowering stage. The neck just below the earhead is affected, and it turns sooty black in color and usually break at the point. In early neck infection, the entire earhead becomes chaffy and there is no grain set formation at all. If grain setting occurs, it is completely shriveled, and it is in the undersize or it is reduced in size. This fungal pathogen is seed-borne, and primary infection occurs through seed-borne conidia and also through diseased plants, stubbles and weeds. These are serves as a primary source of infection, and secondary source of infection is always by means of airborne conidia which were developed on infected leaves, and they got migrated from infected portion to the healthy portion. So this is short about primary and secondary infection, and we can see the favorable conditions which are responsible for development of this disease. In that, first is a nitrogenous fertilizer application and low night temperature, that is 20 degrees Celsius, and day temperature, that is 30 degrees Celsius, with high relative humidity and rain are favorable for development of this disease. Management. For managing this disease, ragi blast, we have to apply several methods. In that, first one is destruction of collateral host and infected plant debris. Collateral host means wild host of same family that they helps this pathogen for surviving in case of absence of main host. So that should be removed for avoiding the infection of this disease. Similarly, infected plant debris also serves as dormant structure, or they can survive in fallen plant debris up to the next season, so that we have to control this step by destroying the infected plant debris and collateral host. Similarly, you can use seed treatment with Captan or Thyram at the rate of 3 gram or 2.5 gram to 3 gram per kg, or carbendazim at the rate of 2 gram per kg. Similarly, you can grow resistant varieties like Ratnagiri, Padmavati, Gautami and Godavari. These are some resistant varieties found against this disease. Similarly, you can use spraying methods like spray with carbendazim 0.2% or ibuprofen 0.1% or edifenfos 0.1%. First spray immediately after the symptoms appearance and second spray at the time of flowering stage. We can also control this disease by biological methods in eco-friendly manner. For that, we can use Pseudomonas fluorescens as a spray at the rate of 2 gram per liter of water, and it should be sprayed. That means first spray of this Pseudomonas fluorescens should be done immediately after noticing the symptoms, and second and third spray at flowering stage at 15 days of interval, which helps in controlling this disease in eco-friendly manner. Similarly, we can also treat the seeds with this bacterial biocontrol agent Pseudomonas fluorescens at the rate of 6 gram per kg seed, and spraying of extracts of Prosopis julifera leaf extract 10% and Apomia leaf curl extract 10%, which helps to control this disease in biological manner. Helminthosporium leaf spot. This is one of the fungal disease, and mainly it causes infection to the cereal crops like sorghum, pearl millet, and some small millets also. So in sorghum there is the Bipolaris sorgicola, that is the causal organism for this disease. In pearl millet there is a Bipolaris cetari. In proso millet Bipolaris panicae villaci. In finger millet it's called as Dustlera nodulosum, and its perfect stage is known as Cochliobolus nodosus. And it also causes Helminthosporium leaf spot in foxtail millet also, and its name is Cochliobolus cetari. Now we will see the survival of all these pathogens causing Helminthosporium leaf spot. In case of survival, they can survive on crop residues which were present at the time of harvesting, and under that crop residue they can survive up to the next season. Similarly, they can also survive on stray crops, and the major survival was observed in case of this Helminthosporium leaf spot is collateral hosts. These are responsible for surviving of these pathogens, and few among them may be seed-borne or maybe airborne also. Symptoms of this Helminthosporium leaf spot varies according to the host. In case of sorghum, it appears as oval to cylindrical or purple to reddish spots with irregular margin and straw colored at center, that means grey color at the center. And these spots may coalesce to form large lesions, and this is known as Bipolaris leaf spot on pearl millet, and appears as a small brown flakes or oval to oblong or rectangular spots. You can see in image A. In first image, it describes the symptoms of Bipolaris leaf spots clearly. You can see in image. And in finger millet, the disease is known as brown spot, and the symptoms appear as a brown to dark brown spots on leaf sheaths. Infection on the neck and fingers may occur due to the infection by this pathogen, and in case of early infection, it causes seedling blight, and the whole seedlings may collapse due to this pathogen. Cercospora leaf spot. Its hosts are sorghum, pearl millet, and some millets also, small millets. In sorghum, its name is Cercospora sorghai, and in pearl millet, that is bajra, its name is Cercospora peniceti, and in finger millet, it's called as Cercospora illucinis. This is one of the common pathogen, and it is a fungal pathogen, and it also survives on crop residues, stray crops, and collateral host, and maybe also on seed also. And its spread is by means of airborne conidia. That means secondary spread is always by airborne conidia or airborne spores. These are the asexual spore produced by this pathogen at the time of infection, and they migrate from infected portion to the healthy portion by means of air. Initial symptoms of this disease shows burnt appearance, and in severe cases, specks coalesce to form large lesions, and during rains, the fungus proliferates and produces grayish-white growth at the center on the spot, and it looks like the brown spot. So this is the important pathogen that we have to study. Bacterial lip spot. It is the bacterial disease. Earlier we have studied lip spots, but they are fungal lip spots, and now we are going to study bacterial lip spot. In sorghum, its name is Pseudomonas syringae, Pathover syringae. In pearl millet, it's called as Pseudomonas syringae, and in finger millet, it's called as Xanthomonas illucini. So these are the different names given to this bacterial lip spot, and these organisms were responsible for causing the bacterial lip spots. And pathover, it is the term denoted to in bacteria there is a subgroup within the species which having ability to cause particular disease on a particular host. So that's why we denote it as a pathover. And in case of fungus, we write as a Forma specialis, F.sp. In fungus, there is also subgroup within the species which has ability to cause particular disease on particular host. So that's why we wrote as a Forma specialis. For example, Caesari, that means Fusarium oxysporum Forma specialis Caesari. It causes infection. That means the Fusarium genus having species of oxysporium and its subgroup, that is Caesari, it causes infection to only Cicer aranthinum. That's why we wrote it as a Caesari. So these are the basic principles of nomenclature of these pathogens. This bacteria also survives on crop residues in soil, and spread or dispersal is by means of rain splashes. That means the bacterial spore got mixed with rain drops or rain splashes, and they may disperse from infected portion to the healthy portion. Its symptoms on finger millets shows on both surface of the leaves, spreading along the veins. In the beginning, spots are light yellowish brown, but soon become dark brown. In advanced stage, the lips splits along the streak, giving the shredded appearance. That means at the time of infection and later stage, it causes shredding of the lips. So this is the very important point that we have to note. If all the lips were shredded, there is no formation of food or no formation of grains. Now important point comes, that is management. How to manage this fungal lip spots and bacterial lip spot as well. So in that case, we have to collect collateral host and infected plant debris, and you have to bury it or we have to destroy it outside the host or outside the field. So they cannot survive on infected plant debris. So the primary infection we can avoid. Similarly, for seed treatment, you can use Captan or Thyram at the rate of 3 gram per kg or carbendazim at the rate of 2 gram per kg as a seed treatment. Similarly, when the fungal leaf spots like Helminthosporium or Cercospora may arises, you can also control it by means of spraying with carbendazim or Ibrenofos 0.1% or Edifenofos. These are some basic spray you can do at the time of infection. Next is spraying of copper oxychloride plus streptocycline. It is useful for controlling the black bacterial lip spots caused by Xanthomonas or caused by Pseudomonas syringae. Similarly, you can use alternate chemicals like COC plus biomycin, COC plus streptocycline, copper hydroxide plus biomycin. These are some bactericidal chemicals we can use for controlling of this bacterial disease. Similarly, we can also control these diseases by biological methods that we have seen in earlier disease. You can spray Pseudomonas fluorescens at the rate of 2 gram per liter of water, and Pseudomonas fluorescens also used as a seed treatment at the rate of 6 gram per kg. So we can avoid the primary infection of this disease. So this is all about the management of these bacterial and fungal lip spots. All this data is collected from ICAR, that is Indian Institute of Millet Research, that is, it is situated at Rajendra Nagar, Hyderabad. These are the sources used for preparation of this study material. In that, some of the books, some were websites, or some were national institutes, that I have collected all the data from different sources